Alright folks, welcome to Jimbo VR. I'm just conducting a quick test here. Testing some audio and some visual qualities. Everything's sounding good so far. So now we're going to see how it performs movement-wise. This is with SteamVR, not with Meta Link, which is what I normally use, but we're holding at about 100 frames. Alright, I think seems a little bit loud. I'll have to turn that down a little bit, and I'm going to turn them, actually, that's probably all I have to do. Now let's see if this makes a difference. What I did is turn down the audio of the input from DCS into the stream, so it should be picking up less. Turn down the decibel level. Let's see how it sounds now. Yeah, it's a little bit better. What do you guys think? We're gonna fire some rounds off and see if we can. See if you guys can hear me over the shots. Yeah, this seems like it'll do the trick. I'm probably gonna bring this down maybe just a little bit more. Right about there should be good. Alright, let's check that out. See how that sounds. Yeah, you can definitely hear a lot of the clicking though. That's kind of annoying. Let's see if maybe I can fix that with the audio suppression here. Just one sec, go into my settings. And there is noise cancellation. So yeah, I guess it's already applied, so there's no way that I can stop the sound of the clicking, I suppose. Alright, no problem. We're just gonna bring this thing down to land. This looks like it's good enough quality. I mean, you can kind of see what's going on. Is this in HD? Let me make sure here. Just check the stream quality. Yeah, it definitely seems pretty crisp. It's just a little bit jittery, a little bit jumpy. But we're at a pretty good consistent 100 frames here. So we're gonna test this now with Meta Link. So the stream will probably pause momentarily. Alright, we'll bring this down here. And then we're going to test it with Meta Link and see if it has a little bit of a smoother performance. The main difference is that with Meta Link I can control the options to make it so when I move around, little small movements aren't interpreted as tiny jitters. They're just interpreted as really gentle, smooth movements. So that's what I'll do. I'll see if that adjustment can be made and, you know, still have this 100 frames of quality. We're just gonna drop it down right here in the dirt. Not the smoothest landing, but I just wanted to primarily get it down. Okay, now we're gonna quit the desktop here. I might pause the stream, and then I'll open up VR again in Meta Link and continue the testing. Here we go. Okay. Let's see if this works. All right. Oh my gosh, Nature Nut, good to see you, bud. I'm just testing right now the VR settings. Got two different VR softwares, SteamVR and Meta Link, and I'm trying to see which one has the nicest quality with like the smoothest movement, the highest fidelity, highest frame rate. So I'm just basically running a test, evaluating a few variables so that the stream I do later on will be top notch. Hope you're doing well though, Nature Nut. Hope you're doing good, my friend. So I have the target FPS to 120. I have the refresh rate to 120. The fans are overclocked. The temperatures are low. So hardware-wise, there's no factors that are limiting its performance. Just waiting for DCS to load up here, and then we'll be able to test it. But luckily, it's working. It's showing up on the stream. Everything's looking pretty smooth. And the reason, Nature Nut, for the long time no see will be explained in the stream tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Alright, so we're at 120 frames constantly here, so that's already right off the bat looking better. We're gonna go. There's a little bit of the stair stepping, like when I move my head around a little bit. It's not quite as sharp. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'll find that out when I look later on, but it's just for me personally, and what I'm seeing, it's not exactly as sharp. It's still really sharp, but not like exactly. All right, so we're just gonna do the same mission that we did before. Test this evenly. The Florida tornado a few days ago. I think it was last night actually. Yeah, there was apparently a really big storm. I was driving away, I was away from my house at the time, but apparently there was a really big storm in that neighborhood, and uh, I got to go. That reminds me, I got to check up on my boat right after this test. Because my boat's parked outside, so I'm just gonna do a little damage check on it, see if it needs more tarps to cover it up. Seems like Florida has always got some crazy weather coming on. All right, hopefully this sounds fine. Just waiting on this little loading screen to finish up, and then we should be in the Apache. All right, there we go, just like that. I'll wait a couple seconds here for the textures to load. All right. Let me just check the settings here on my video. Yeah, everything is 1920. I don't know why it's so zoomed in. That's kind of crazy. I'm trying to fix that right now. What the heck? See if I can shrink this down a little bit more. Does it fit? I think it fits the screen. I don't know, it's just so freaking zoomed in, it's crazy. I just don't really know why it's like, oh my gosh, it's so zoomed in. Let's just see how it looks here. We're gonna run it. We're at about 120 frames here. The smoothness is key. I mean, it makes a big difference. I'll have to do some research if I can't, because everything looks way less crisp for me, but if it looks crisp for you guys, that's important. But if I can't get it to the same smoothness, like where I move my head around and it doesn't look like it's just kind of wiggling, like the camera doesn't wiggle, if I can't get it to look like that, then I'll just have to do it on the stream on Meta Link tonight. But I'm gonna see if I can figure out with SteamVR how to get it to look nice and smooth, just like we've got here. Seems like everything's way zoomed in though. Let's check. Well, you said you guys had. Yeah, there was one last night. It says we had 3 and maybe another tornado today. Well, I hope you guys don't have another tornado today. That would be rough. And I definitely hope it doesn't come around where you are. But yeah, I mean, everything looks pretty high fidelity, honestly, and the movement is really smooth. Frames are at about 120 here. Let's go ahead and arm the guns. Let's do some rockets this time. Master arm is on. And now all you gotta do is you just look where you want the rockets to go. I mean, and this is just a quick lesson. You line up the eye with the plus sign and your heads-up display there, and then just squeeze them off. So let's see if we can hit this grouping of trees right out here in the distance. I think we got him. Alright, let's see how it sounds. Or, yeah, let's see how it sounds, guys. You hear how this sounds here while I'm shooting. Yeah, I mean, I think you'll be able to hear. Yeah, while I'm shooting. Yep, I'm able to give commands perfectly clearly. Alright, so basically just had to reset all these settings for my streaming because I got a different computer. But I'll be going over that in the stream as well. Hopefully it looks a little bit higher quality than the previous streams. This seems a little more zoomed in than the other than SteamVR. SteamVR seems to have a wider field of view, and this one definitely seems to be a little bit more zoomed in. But it is pretty smooth. Alright, we'll go ahead and just land this thing over here. The test is basically conducted. Alright, that was a much softer landing than before. Let's go ahead and spool these things down. Alright, as the engines are spooling down, we're going to go ahead and turn off the lights here. We can go and set the engines down to idle now. Or actually, we'll set them to off from idle, and then we can turn the battery off. Open the door here. And we can watch as the other... Oh, jeez. I don't know why that pilot just slammed his helicopter in the ground, but that's besides the point. Alright, we'll go ahead and get this out of the way as well. But yeah, everything's looking pretty smooth so far. I'm going to see what I can see and find out if I can make SteamVR as smooth as this in regards to head movement. But if not, then I'm probably going to end up using this tonight. But either way, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully I'll be seeing you all, or I guess just you, Nature Nut, in the stream tonight at 8 o'clock. Peace to the Middle East, and I will see you all next time.